What's up guys, Learning with Rich here. In this video, we are going to talk about the basic way of controlling the object visibility, and I'm gonna show you how to work with elevation and section view. Okay, so in this first exercise, we're going to control the visibility and graphical representation of objects in a view. This will gonna be a very quick video. Now, the first thing that I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna open the elevation view. Okay, so from the project browser, I'm gonna open 2-A, elevation 2-A. Let me double click that. So this is how it looks like. Now, one way of controlling the object visibility is by using the visibility graphic overrides, which I have shown last video, if I'm not mistaken. The visibility graphic overrides can be found on properties. You just need to make sure you don't have any selected object because this is a view properties. So visibility graphic overrides, you just need to click edit, or you can type a shortcut. The shortcut for visibility graphics override is VV, Victor, Victor, or VG, Victor Golf. Okay, so I'm just gonna type VV, and it will now open the visibility graphic overrides of my current view, which is the elevation 2-A. So meaning to say, any changes that I will make here on the visibility graphic overrides, it will only affect my elevation 2-A. It will not affect the rest of the views here on my project browser. So this is view is specific. Okay? So it will only affect my current view. Okay, so just remember that. Now, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to clear the visibility of the floor. I don't want to see the floor here. So as you can see, there's the model categories, where in here you can control the model elements, the 3D model, and then you also have annotation categories that can control annotation. You have analytical model for structural, and you have imported categories. If you have CAD drawing or AutoCAD drawing imported in your Revit, you'll be able to see it here. And you can also see here filters. If you have filters applied to your current view or filters created, you'll be able to see it here. And you will also see here Revit links tab if you have a link model, Revit link model in your project. It's just so happened that in this project, we don't have a Revit link, and also work set. We also don't have work set. That's why you can see the work sets tab here. Now, I'm going to go back to the model categories here, and then I'm going to clear the floor visibility. So let me go to letter F, which is this one. Just uncheck that one, and then if I'm going to apply here, you'll be able to see the changes on our view here. So I'm going to select apply, and there you go. So it now disappear. So let me show you again. So check the floors. If I select apply, it will show the floor. There you go. See, there's the floor, and then I have a floor here, but I'm going to uncheck that one. I'm going to clear that, and then I'm going to select here apply. So I don't want to see the floor. And let's say, for example, I want to see here the structural foundation and then the walls, but I want them to be just half-tone color. Okay, so we have a half-tone option here. So let's say I'll check the structural foundation. That's the one. And then I'm going to select here half-tone. So again, if I'm going to select here apply to see how it looks like on my view, so just click that. And you see this area here. So it becomes half-tone color. It's not that much because it's just a small part, but this one is the structural foundation. So I'm going to uncheck that again just to show you. So look at this one and then this one. So if I'm going to apply this, see? Okay, but I'm going to make that half-tone. And also the wall. So the wall is visible, and then the structural foundation, but I want that to be half-tone, and then I'll just select here OK. There you go. So it's now half-tone. So this area here is now half-tone. So I am emphasizing this area here. That's why they are highlighted in black. Okay, so I'm going to select here OK to close it. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a view template from my elevation 2-A. So what is view template? View template can be found here on my view tab. And then this is the view template. So what does it mean? So I'm going to hover my pointer there to show us the definition. So a view template is a collection of view properties such as view scale, discipline, detail level, and visibility settings that are common for a view type. So use view templates to standardize settings for views in a project. So let's say, for example, this is my 3-A, right? This is my 3-A, this is my 4-A. So what I would like here is I want my elevation here put to be the same settings as my 2-A. Okay? I can simply do that, right? I can just go to elevation 3-A and then I can open the visibility graphic overrides and then I can just do what I have done on 2-A. Right? So you can do that. But there is an easier way because imagine if you have several views wherein you want to have them have a standard view settings. So it will take a lot of time if you're going to do it one by one again in each view. So what we are going to do is we're going to create a template from elevation 2-A because let's say this is the setup of the view that we would like. We're in our foundation, structural foundation, and wall is half-tone, and then the floor is hidden. So this is the setup that we would like. So we are going to use elevation 2-A. Okay, so to do that, so you just need to right-click the view where you want to create or set up your view template. Just right-click that, and then you see here, there's an option, create view template from view. So we are going to click this one and then you will see here new view template. So let's change the name here. Let's put a name, brace frame elevation. Okay, and then I'm going to select here OK, and then after that it will show us the view templates dialog box, and as you can see, the brace frame elevation view or view template is now already created. So we just need to apply this to the other elevation view there. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to select here OK. All right, so let us apply it. Let's apply the view template. So this is my 3-A. So I'm going to right click this and then there's an option here, apply template properties. So you can click that and let's select brace frame elevation. So I'm going to select here OK and take note of this area here. It will become half-tone and then the floor will gonna be hidden. So I'm going to select OK. There you go, right? So we are emphasizing the brace frame. And same with 4-A. So let's right click that, apply template properties and apply the template. Then select OK. Awesome. See? So it's now clear because what we would like to show here to our client or to our team members is the brace frame elevation. So we are emphasizing these elements. Okay, so that's how you control the basic way of controlling the object visibility by using the visibility graphic overrides and using a view template. Okay, now the next thing that we will be doing is let's create an elevation view and use it to modify the model. And then after that, we are going to explore also the section. Okay, so let's do this. Let me just select this one to close the other views. So let me go to this view here. Okay, so we are going to create a building elevation view. So let me just zoom in to this area here, this bottom area. Zoom in there. And then let's create an elevation view. So let's go to the view because it has something to do with view. It's elevation view. So you need to go to the view and then from the create panel. So let's look on the elevation drop down here, elevation tool. And then after that, we can select here elevation or framing elevation. So this is what I'm going to do, the elevation. Creates an elevation. So let's click this one. Okay, and as you can see here, so this is now the elevation. As you can see, my elevation is changing direction. Okay, so notice that this building elevation automatically orients to the face of the wall elements, to the nearest wall element, right? Okay, so let me just put it here. There you go. And then as you can see, it's now created here. So expand that. So this is now the elevation that we just created. So I'm going to select modify to terminate the elevation. So if you are not sure what is the name of this elevation, although there's the name already, so there's a tag already. Okay, so what you can do, just hover your pointer and then look at the status bar. Remember, this is the status bar. So hover your pointer, do not click, and then hover over the elevation tip. So it says there elevation 1-A. So which is this one? Okay. Right. Now let's open up this one. So by the way, let's rename it first. Our elevation 1-A. So let's rename that. I will call this is south area. So south foundation wall. Enter. Okay. So as you can see, it's now updated here as well. All right, so that's now our south foundation wall. So just make sure every time you place an elevation, if this will gonna be used on your documentation, make sure you put a logical name, a name that will understand by other people if they're going to look at your floor plan. Okay, so this will speeds up the process of also creating and assembling sheets for the drawing set. Okay, so now I'm going to select the tip here. So as you can see, I can adjust the arrowhead here. I can adjust the boundary. I can adjust it. I can control if I only want my elevation to be this area, to be in this area here. So I can adjust it like that as well. Okay, like that. Then after that, you can now view it. So let's view the south foundation wall, and there you go. So you can still adjust here. Okay. By the way, from your view control bar, you can also change the detail level of that. You can make that fine detail level, and you can also change that to shaded view if you want. Okay. So that's the setting of our model here. Now let's go back to our basement. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to add an opening to the foundation wall. Okay, so I'm going to add an opening. So let's go back to our south foundation wall, and I'm going to add an opening here. So how to create an opening? Okay, so let me just change the scale here. I'm gonna change that to 1:50. There you go. So 1:50, and maybe for the boundary, I don't want that too high, so I'm just gonna put it somewhere here. Okay, so I'm going to, this is the opening, by the way. So there's the opening symbol, and then there's the opening itself. So this is just the symbol here, symbol of your opening. So if you go to the 3D view, or you can click selection box here, there you go. So there's the opening there. So we are going to duplicate this opening. Okay, so let's duplicate that opening. So I'm going to copy that. Okay, so let's go back to the south foundation wall. So let's click this opening. Let's copy, and then make sure it's multiple. If you're going to copy that multiple times, if you are going to copy it only one time, you can also uncheck this one. So I'm gonna select constrain here so that the movement will gonna be only horizontal and vertical. If you want to be free direction, you can uncheck constrain. Okay, so I'm going to click, click here, and then I'm going to pick here on my 8.5. There you go. Okay, and then I'll just select here modify. Right, so let's open up the default 3D view and see how it looks like. And then let's uncheck the section box here to show the whole building. And there you go. Okay, so there's now the opening on my south elevation wall or south wall. There you go. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a building section view. So let me go back again to the basement. And then I'm going to create a building section. Okay, so let's create a building section. So let's say I'm going to create here. Okay, from this point up to this point here to the other side. So let's select the section. So let's click that. And then from the properties, I'm going to use here building section. Okay, so let's click a building section. And then I'm going to pick here. And then I'm going to pick another point here. There you go. Again, just like your elevation, you can also adjust the range of your section. Okay, so you can resize that. Right? Okay, so let's say I'm going to resize it like this. All right, and then just like your elevation, so after you create section, it will be added here. So there's my section 1. So I'm going to rename this one. I'm going to call this building section along, let's say grid 2. Grid 2, enter. And then after that, let's open it. Open up. Okay, so there's now our section. So let me just click this level and then I'll just adjust it. By the way, if I go back to my basement again, another way of opening your section or your elevation is by clicking the head. Okay, so clicking the head here, double click, and then it will open. Okay, so same with your elevation, so you can also do that. Okay, now here in this view, as you can see, this crop boundary or crop region is visible. So I'm just gonna hide this because I'm not going to adjust the section. I just don't want to see this boundary. Although if you're going to print, you will not be able to see this. But in your drawing area, if you want to hide that for some reason, you can just uncheck from here, from the view control bar. Just click that, and there you go. Okay, and you will notice here that the cut and surface pattern of the wall elements here are displayed according to the material settings of the elements. Okay, this can be overridden in the view. By the way, you can modify that using the visibility graphic overrides of your wall or the foundation. Okay, so now the next thing that we will be doing after we create our building section. So let's create a foundation wall section view. Okay, so foundation wall section view. So let's go back to the basement. So there's our elevation. So there's our section. So now let's create a foundation wall section view. So let's create another section. So let's click that. Okay, and then from the properties, I'm gonna select here wall section. So let's click this one. Okay, and then I'm going to create here because I want to create a detail, for example, of my foundation wall. So I'm just gonna create like that. Okay. And then after that, I'll select here modify, and then let me just open this one. Okay, so again, it's now created here. So let me hover my pointer to know the name. So it says here section 1. So let's go here on the sections. That's our section 1. So that's the name. So right click. Let's rename this one. So I'm going to type here typical foundation wall section. Okay. And then let's open that one. Open up. There you go. So again, let's adjust this one. All right. Okay, so by the way, you can still select your section here, and then you will notice this horizontal view break. Okay, so you can break the wall section to display the wall only at the floor levels. Okay, so you can select that. So you can click that. Let's say you only want to show the wall at the level. So that's one way to do it. You can break your section, and then later on, maybe you can put some detailing, right? So you can do that. So let's say I'm going to put one here, and then I'm going to break again. There it goes. I have 3 here. So I'm going to adjust it like that, like that. Okay, so from here. Okay, and then you can always change that if you want. You can always connect that by zooming in like that. Okay, or again, you can still break it, right? Something like that. Okay, anyway, it's up to you on how you are going to use that break section tool. Okay, so now I'm gonna change the scale here. So I'm gonna make that 1:50. Okay, and then adjust the level. Just tidy up. Okay, and then the last thing that I'm gonna do here is, let me just hide first my crop boundary. Okay, so now the last thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a footing detail view. So let's go to our basement again, and then let's create a section, and then let's select here my detail. So let's select the detail. There you go. And then I'm going to create here. So I'm gonna pick 1 point, second point here, and that's it. And then I'll select here modify. Okay, and then let's rename this one. So that's there on the detail view. So right click, rename, typical footing detail. Okay, let's open up that one, and this is now how it looks like. So let me just change the scale to 1:20. So it's and I'm going to hide the crop region. There you go. In our future topic, I'm gonna teach you how to put annotations on your detail view. Okay, so basically in this exercise, we have learned how to create foundation, south foundation wall, and building section, and then typical wall foundation. And then I'm gonna go to the view, and I'm going to tile it so we can see all the views, and then ZA for zoom all to fit. Okay, so there you have it. So hopefully you learned something. In our video, we have learned here how to control the object visibility and work with elevation and section views. Okay, so thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day.